Hey guys, it's another video. I'm back, hopefully you're back. Hello if you're new. So just quickly, as you can probably guess, I'm in a new location. I'm back at uni, so this is my uni bedroom. It's just occurred to me that the sound might be horrific because it's quite an echoey room. But also, I'm in a city centre now, and also my flat is directly above a train line. So I'm going to apologise in advance because trains probably will go past, car honking, motorbikes, it's all going on. And also, it's quite a miserable day today. And my flat's really high up, so it's a bit like whooshy and whistly, and yeah. This is just a disclaimer, pre-apology. So, today's video is going to be on the 2020, you heard that right, 2020 film Tenet. So obviously, this is a very new film. So, I've decided to do two videos for it, one that's spoiler free and one that's not. Made this decision because even though I've been avoiding doing this, I realised I had quite a lot to say, so it would result in a very long video. So obviously if you've clicked on this one, this is the spoiler video. If that was an accident, maybe click off now, but I'm hoping if you're watching this video you've watched it too. So I went into the cinema having not even watched the trailer for Tenet. I just decided to go in completely blind. I don't regret that decision, but it did make for a lot more like brain work having to go on while I watched it. But you know, straight off the bat, I do have to say this film is freaking crazy, like nuts, off the scale, insane. I mean, like, but that's in no way, shape or form a bad thing. Like, in a good way, it blows my mind. Like, my mind was boggled the whole time. Again, none of that's a bad thing. Like, it's such incredible storytelling. Like, it's just fantastic, amazing, brilliant. Oh my gosh, I could about it all day. My dad described it as The Matrix meets James Bond on acid. And honestly, I have to agree. I've got to agree. It only occurred to me after I watched the film that we never actually learn the main guy's name. Like, there's obviously other characters, you've got Neil, you've got Kat, you've got all that and the other, but we never learn his name. And when I looked it up on IMDb, his character is literally just called the Protagonist, and I really vibe with the mystery of that because it really fits with like the mystery sort of the film. And it's a whole vibe. It just fits with the whole scene and feel that the whole film creates, and we're here for it. The only way I can describe this film is that you are never in the know. Like, you will never fully in the know. You'll think you know what's going on. You don't. You do not have a single clue. You might have an inkling, you might have a feeling you know what's going on, but you don't have a clue. It's too smart for that. It is too smart. I mean, it's pure madness, literal madness. The cast in this film is honestly phenomenal. I'm not sure why, because I'm like 98% sure he's in the poster, but it did not register with me that Robert Pattinson was, is it Pattinson or Patterson? Is in the film. Like, and when he came on my screen, I genuinely was like, behind my mask obviously, because cinema and COVID rules, but I was gobsmacked. Oh, shocked. And then also, I had no idea that Aaron Taylor-Johnson was in the film, and it took me a solid 20 minutes of like distracted watching because I was trying to remember what his name is, and yeah, that was obviously the first time I watched it. The second time I watched it, I knew his name, so that didn't distract me, so I could enjoy the awesomeness of the film. Also, if you don't know who Aaron Taylor-Johnson is, get a clue. He's Robbie in Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging, but he's also Quicksilver in the Avengers Age of Ultron. Also, in this little point, my dad's input is, what's his name? Kenneth Branagh, I don't know how it's pronounced, makes a really good psychotic baddie, and do you know what? I agree. He's a very good baddie in this. I must say, okay, I need to be brutally honest here, guys. I have a qualm. I have one single qualm with this film. When I watched the film in the cinema, I found that there were parts where the music, the film score of the film, was really loud. And obviously, you need the music to build the tension and like create the atmosphere and everything. But to the point that you can't hear the word, like what people are saying sometimes, is a bit too much. I thought it was just a me thing because I do have some hearing issues. But then my dad said that he agreed that some bits were far too loud and he couldn't hear what was being said. So I just assumed that was that cinema. And then obviously I watched it again in a different city, in a different cinema, and it was exactly the same. And my flatmate also agreed that there were bits where she couldn't hear what was being said. Now, normally that might not be an issue, but in a film where you have to sort of pick up a lot of pieces as you're trying to watch it, not being able to hear what's being said means that you're missing out on bits of information. So that's my only qualm, is that you're trying to make a film that's just like mind-blowing and everything, but you're making it so that some of the audience is missing some of the information that's being given because they're trying to build the atmosphere and the tension is too loud. It's too loud. Just turn it down a tiny bit, literally the smallest bit. It will still build the tension and everything, and we'll be able to hear what's being said. If you also found that, please let me know, because I don't want it to, I mean, I feel like 3 people is enough of a people to be like, yes, that is definitely a thing. But also part of me is like, it might just be my hearing. Let me know. So I've covered little bits that obviously aren't spoilery, but this is the spoiler video. Again, if you're this far and you haven't watched it, click off. I mean, unless you want to ruin the entire thing for yourself, because there are some things right now that I need to talk about and I need to air, so I'm going to do it right now. So, for a film nerd and also a media student, I need some information on how they've choreographed and also filmed and edited and put it all together, the fight scenes where one person is inverted but the other isn't. But like, how does one come up with the choreography like that, where you can physically have it so that it works going both forwards but also backwards, but also it constantly looking like one of them is in reverse while the other isn't? Like, how does someone come up with that sort of choreography? Like, I was watching it, I was sat there and I was like, it's just, do they have to film it twice, or do they just do it once and they're like, yeah, that's good enough, and then reverse it and whack it in again? Or whoever came up with that is a pure genius. I give them that. Literal genius. It's the same for the final battle. Like, I'm aware there's almost definitely like special effects, editing, superimposing, masking, all of that jazz going into it. But it legit looks like it's so organic, like they've made the explosions go off, but then in the film they've just like reversed it so it looks like that. But then you've got people running, and it's just like, fair play to the editors, because they have done a phenomenal job of making it just look all so seamless, and like the way it's all stitched together, and like they have done it so well, in my opinion. The final battle though, it did hurt my brain trying to process people. The whole plan with, oh yeah, the blue team have already been and gone and they've told us what we're doing, so we're going in now, but also they'll also be there, and it's just like, I understand the whole thing is you can't think of anything in a linear way, but it is just the way that they have like the soldiers not only forward but inverted, and it all just seamlessly works. And the one bit that really like gets me, it's when both timers simultaneously hit 5 minutes and they go for like the building, and it's like one of them goes down so the top comes down, but the other one does the top, so that, and it's like, I just don't understand. I don't understand. Someone please inform me how that works. But at the same time, like, incredible. I don't know if it's just me, but I do feel like I've kind of been left with more questions than answers. But also it might just be like the complexities of the film that I'm really just not understanding. But also I have this thing with like when it comes to time travel, my brain just can't quite, like time travel concepts in films, I just, from what I know, I'm just like, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Tell me now. It especially messes with me when there's a character who's only just getting involved with what's going on, and like you're aware, he's like, okay, he's only just learning what's going on, he's getting all the info at the same time we are, and he's learning the ropes, and then they turn around and they're like, haha, but wait, the entire organization was started by him in the future, except now this is him now, and he doesn't know anything yet. So this is the start of his story, but also here he is with all of his friends that he's had for years, that this is when they meet, but secretly they've known him for 20 years. But it's, I don't understand, like, he's not just a pawn in this story, he's the whole damn chess player. Like, he exists in the future with a whole friendship with Neil. There's been a whole, like, that's a whole timeline that's happened. But then he also exists in the present with, to him, no friendship with Neil, but to Neil, there's been years of friendship in the present. And then it's the bit where it's like, to me this is the end of our friendship, but to you it's just the beginning. And it's like, no, that doesn't, like, I know, I'm so aware you can't think of it linearly, but it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. It's like River Song in Doctor Who. I get it, but I just don't. You know? Like, I can accept it, but I don't understand it. Yeah, I can accept it, I just don't understand it, because it leads me to, like, question timelines and, like, multiple realities and multiple, like, the multiverse, and then it's like, it's just lots of sciencey things that I have no understanding of, but I wish I did, and yet I love it. Also, very small point, I'm still not entirely sure how being inverted helped fix Kat's wounds, but we move, I guess. So it's one of those bits that you've just got to accept, isn't it? Like, it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, like, it kind of does. To leave the cinema or film space that you're in feeling completely blown away, but also whilst completely feeling so dazed and confused, like, the whole 2.5 hour experience will blow your mind whilst also scrambling it. Like, it's an experience, and that's, I stand by that, okay? Because Nolan hasn't just created a film here, he's made a full-on experience. Like, this sticks with me. This film has stuck with me. It's more than just a film, in my opinion anyway. So that's been my thoughts, feelings, vibes, everything on the 2020 film Tenet. So, on to the bit that everyone really cares about, the ratings. So I've actually decided for Tenet, I'm gonna give it a whole new rating because I feel it deserves that. And I'll explain in a moment once I've told you the actual rating. So, this one is called A Whole New Level. While there are many films that I love with a passion, for example Marvel films, Tenet literally blows my mind to a point that I can't even rate it with what I already have. Like, I can't, it's left me with so much like questions, but like so many, like, it just, I can't even put into words the way I felt when I watched it and like after I watched it, and I just have so much to say, and like it left me feeling so blown away. I saw it twice. I've seen it twice in the cinema, okay? And both times I watched it, I was left amazed, gobsmacked, blown away. Like, Even the second time when I knew what was going to happen, I was still reacting as if it was the first time. It's just that great of a film. I have got, obviously, additional points to give it. Fight me. Fight me. The action in this film is just so on point for not only my love of fights, but also my love of action in general. Like, the whole sequences, all of the destruction is just perfect for me. So it obviously gets fight me. I'm giving it another new one. This one gets all the news. This one's called Mind-Boggling because, you know, it's self-explanatory. You don't need me to explain this rating, this additional thing to you, do you? I can't comprehend what has happened. It's just amazing. It's great. It's fantastic. My mind has been blown. And finally, just wow. Need I say more? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me your thoughts on Tenet, tell me your opinions, tell me if you agree with the sound stuff, all of that jazz, you know, let me know. It's a new thing for me at the moment. I don't know if the sound will be the same. The outside noises are out of my control, so it's a bit frustrating. I've got new lighting. I don't know, tell me what you think of the lighting. Is it too dark? Is it too weird? I don't know. I want your opinions. Yeah, let me know. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. That button, that button. Oh. I'll wait for the train. It's gonna be a really long one now, isn't it? God. And we're here. Oh, and you balls. Okay.